I never thought accessing my boyfriend in an abandoned house would end with the floor collapsing and us falling into a basement, but here we are. I'm a 20-year-old college student, and this is the story of how one reckless night of urban exploration left us bloodied, bruised, and grateful to be alive. Mike and I met at a house show 3 months before everything happened. He plays bass in a punk band. I was there with friends. We got talking between sets. Found out we both loved exploring abandoned places. Taking photos. Documenting decay. It became our thing. Our shared passion. Urban exploration or urbex. Every weekend we'd find somewhere new. Old factories. Abandoned hospitals. Empty houses. Places time forgot. That Saturday in late September, Mike found a spot on the outskirts of town. Old Victorian house. Been empty for years according to research. Previous owner died. No family claimed it. Just sitting there rotting. Perfect for exploration. He picked me up around 9 p.m. We drove out. Parked a block away. Walked to the house under streetlights. It looked haunted. 3 stories. Peeling paint. Broken windows. Overgrown yard. Classic abandoned house aesthetic. We checked for no trespassing signs. Didn't see any. Not that it made it legal, but felt less wrong. Found a back door. Unlocked. Pushed it open. Stepped inside. The smell hit immediately. Mold. Rot. Decay. That distinctive abandoned building smell. We turned on our flashlights. Swept beams across the interior. Kitchen. Old appliances. Wallpaper peeling. Floor covered in debris. We moved through carefully. Testing each step. Old houses can be unstable. Floors weak. We knew that. Should have been more careful. Explored the first floor. Living room. Dining room. All trashed. Furniture left behind. Covered in dust and animal droppings. Mike took photos. I did too. Documenting everything. This was what we came for. The thrill of seeing spaces frozen in time. Places people abandoned. Left to decay. Found the stairs. Wooden. Old. Creaky but seemed solid. We climbed to the second floor. More rooms. Bedrooms. Bathroom. All empty. All deteriorating. The moonlight came through broken windows. Created dramatic shadows. Mike said this was perfect. Great shots. We kept exploring. In the back bedroom we found a spot where moonlight flooded in. Beautiful silver light illuminating dust particles. Mike said wait. Wanted to set up a shot. I stood by the window while he adjusted his camera. After a few photos he put it down. Came over. Pulled me close. Said I looked beautiful in this light. Kissed me. We'd been physical before obviously. 3 months together. But something about this setting. The danger. The illegality. The isolation. Made everything more intense. We kissed deeper. Hands wandering. Moved away from the window to the floor. Found a relatively clear spot. Kept kissing. Started removing clothes. Got caught up in the moment. In each other. In the thrill of the forbidden. Started accessing right there on the old wooden floor. The boards creaked, but we didn't pay attention. Too focused on each other. Too lost in sensation. The house groaned around us. Old wood settling. Whined through broken windows. We ignored it all. Big mistake. Suddenly the floor beneath us made a different sound. Not a creak. A crack. Sharp and loud. We froze. Looked at each other. What was that? Then more cracking. Splintering. The boards giving way. We tried to move. To roll away. Too late. The floor collapsed. We fell through. Everything went black. Not unconscious. Just no light. We were falling. Then impact. Hit something hard. Pain everywhere. Couldn't see. Couldn't process. Just knew we'd fallen. We're hurt. We're in serious trouble. Mike was yelling. I was screaming. Both in panic and pain. Took a minute to orient. We'd fallen through the floor into what must be the basement. Maybe 10 feet down. Could have been worse. Could have been much worse. But still bad. I tried to move. Everything hurt, but nothing felt broken. Mike asked if I was okay. Voice shaking. I said I thought so. Asked if he was. He said yes. Scared but alive. We fumbled for our phones. Light sources. Found them. Turned on flashlights. Surveyed the damage. We were in a basement. Dirt floor. Stone walls. Debris everywhere, including the floorboards that had collapsed under us. Mike had cuts on his arms and face. Blood on his shirt. I had scrapes on my legs and hands. Could feel wetness. Probably blood. My jeans were torn. Mike's were too. Looked up. Could see the hole we'd fallen through. Moonlight coming down. But no way to climb back up. Too high. No ladder. No rope. We were trapped. In a basement. In an abandoned house. That no one knew we were in. Panic set in. Real panic. Not adventure anxiety. Survival fear. Mike tried calling 911. No signal. Too deep underground. Stone walls blocking everything. I tried. Same result. We were on our own. Had to find another way out. Looked around. Basement was full of junk. Old furniture. Boxes. But also a window. Boarded up, but there. A possible exit. We moved toward it. Picking our way through debris. My knee hurt. Could barely put weight on it. Mike's ankle was swelling. We were both injured but mobile. Reached the window. The boards looked old. Rotted. Mike started pulling at them. They came away easier than expected. Revealed a small window. Maybe 2 feet by 3 feet. We could fit. If we broke the glass. Used a piece of wood to smash the window. Glass shattered. Reached through carefully. Unlocked it from outside. Pushed it open. Cold night air rushed in. Sweet relief. We were getting out. Mike went first. Squeezed through. Cut himself more on remaining glass. Made it outside. turned to help me. I pushed my bag through. Then myself. Tight fit. Scraped my sides. My legs. But got through. Collapsed on the grass outside. We lay there breathing hard. Both bleeding. Both shaking. Both realizing how close we'd come to serious injury. Or worse. If the fall had been different. If we'd hit wrong. If we'd broken bones. Been unable to escape. Could have been there for days. Could have died. The thought was sobering. Terrifying. Eventually stood up. Limped back to Mike's car. Got in. Looked at each other in the dome light. Both looked terrible. Bloody. Dirty. Clothes torn. We drove to my apartment. Didn't speak. Both processing. Both in shock. Got inside. Went to the bathroom. Started cleaning up. My knees were scraped raw. Bleeding. Mike's arms were cut up. Face bruised. We helped each other clean wounds. Bandage what we could. Some cuts were deep. Would probably scar. Physical reminders of our stupidity. Called my roommate. Asked her to check if anything was broken. She came home. Saw us. Asked what happened. We explained. She was horrified. Said we should go to hospital. We refused. Didn't want to explain. Didn't want to file report. Just wanted to pretend it hadn't happened. She insisted on checking us over. Nothing felt broken. Just badly bruised. Cut. Shaken. Spent the night at my place. Neither of us slept well. Pain kept us awake. Adrenaline crash kept us wired. Kept replaying the fall. The darkness. The fear. Morning came. We looked worse. Bruises blooming. Cuts angry and red. Mike's parents were going to ask questions. So were mine. Told them we'd been hiking. Fell on rocks. Weak lie, but they bought it. Or pretended to. Warned us to be more careful. Little did they know how careful we needed to be. How close we'd come. What we'd really been doing. Friends at school noticed the injuries. Asked what happened. We stuck to the hiking story. But some knew. Some figured it out. Knew we did urbex. Knew what probably happened. Didn't say anything directly. Just knowing looks. Raised eyebrows. We didn't confirm. Didn't deny. Just let them think what they'd think. Week later we were still sore. Still healing. Mike's ankle was still swollen. My knee was still bruised. We talked about what happened. About how stupid we'd been. How lucky we were. How it could have ended so much worse. Agreed we needed to be more careful. But also both knew we'd probably keep exploring. The thrill was too addictive. The adventure too compelling. Month later we did go back to urbex. But different. More cautious. Testing floors before putting weight on them. Checking for structural integrity. Staying away from obviously unstable areas. The fear from the fall hadn't killed our interest. Just made us smarter. More prepared. More respectful of danger. 3 months after the house I still had scars. Faint marks on my knees. Mike had them too. On his arms. His face. Physical reminders. We joke about them. Call them our battle scars. Our proof we'd survived. But really they were warnings. Reminders to be careful. To think before acting. To respect abandoned spaces and their dangers. 6 months later we were still together. Still exploring. But never forgot that night. That fall. That basement. Changed how we approached adventure. Made us more aware. More prepared. More careful about where we xx'd. Never in abandoned buildings. Never on unstable floors. Lesson learned hard way. Through pain. Through fear. Through near miss. Year later those scars still there. Faded but present. Mike and I still together. Still doing urbex. Still taking risks but calculated ones. That Victorian house taught us about consequences. About danger. About how quickly adventure becomes nightmare. We survived it. Learned from it. Carry those lessons forward. Into every abandoned space. Every exploration. Every moment of risk. Always checking. Always testing. Always remembering that September night. When floor gave way. When we fell. When we learned that some thrills demand respect. Demand caution. Demand awareness that danger is real. Permanent. Unforgiving. And lucky breaks don't always come. That's what scars teach. What bruises remember. What fear instills. And we carry it. Into future. Into adventures. Into life.